why I put a t-shirt on. It is so cold. I want to go get a cardigan, but I just gotta film this. Okay, let's chat. About 8 months ago, I filmed a video about Maskcara Beauty's 3D foundation. And I filmed a couple other videos, and then I was sort of busy with other things and got distracted and took a break. And then I looked back just earlier this week and saw that that video had over 4,000 views, and I was amazed. First of all, thank you. That's amazing. I never thought that many people would care about the content that I make, so that really means a lot to me. Also, I thought, why am I not continuing with this? Obviously, somebody enjoys what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna keep it up. And I thought today it would be good to go back and retry the Maskcara Beauty 3D foundation again. I had gotten a lot of comments about different techniques for wear that I didn't know when I first tried it out. And this time I want to try sort of doing it my way and applying some of those techniques that other people told me about to get it to perform better and see if I really like it. I ended up having some mixed feelings about it by the end because everyone said it looked really good, but I sort of saw some things that I wasn't super sure about. And at this point in my life, my look for makeup is a little bit more natural anyways, so I think I might like it more. I don't know. We're gonna try it out, and we're gonna try some different ways of using it to see if I can get it to work better for myself. I don't know, to see if I like it more. I have a couple different brushes here to try it out with. These are brushes that I use with other products as well that I really like. They're nice and dense kabuki brushes, so I think they'll be good with such a stiff cream formula. And then I also have a sponge, which I need to get wet really quick because it seems like that, at least last time, was one of my favorite ways of putting this on, if I remember correctly. It's actually been a while since I watched that. So I have those this time, which is different. I'm not gonna use their brush. It just wasn't my favorite, and I want this to work. Then I brought out some powders. I don't have the Maskcara Beauty powders, but I do have two of my favorites, the Maybelline Fit Me's. So I have these to use as well to set things, and maybe that way I'll like it more by the end of the day. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So let me go wet my sponge and then we'll get started. So one comment that I saw a lot of was that the products are pretty stiff at first, but they really soften up over time. Now I haven't really used this much since that video. They're probably still pretty stiff, plus it's winter time and my house is freezing, so they're probably extra cold and stiff and hard because of that. So I think what I'm gonna do is dip in with my wet sponge. I feel like this will kind of, oh, this is still really wet. I feel like that will kind of get the product to soften up a little bit more, and then we'll kind of see. I'm just gonna play around with some different things today and see how it goes. I'm gonna start with the highlight shade. I'll put my shades down below. I need to pull them out of the pan, and I don't want to do that right now, but I will pull them out later and put them in the description box so you know what shades I'm using. I totally didn't put that in the last video, and so many people were asking. Yeah, super thick and hard. I'm just gonna work some of this in here. Let's see. I may need to grab it with a brush actually. Let's see what this does. Oh, okay, that's giving us a little bit. I've definitely honed in on the technique of less is more. Layers, like light layers, work best for me, especially if I'm wearing stuff throughout the day. So I feel like that has definitely made me want to try this even more, because I feel like maybe last time, going in with a brush now, just to try to grab some of it, it's really hard. And it's because it's cold. It's no fault to the product. I just think it's freezing, so it's frozen. What was I saying? Gosh, why did I do this? I don't remember what I was talking about. Okay, let's pack this on. Oh yeah, that looks better. Okay, so it's thick. We're gonna put it in here in the corner of my eye, and then dab it out a little bit. Oh wow, okay, this looks better. I'm excited. I'm gonna blend it out just a little bit to make sure I don't have too much product on here. We're gonna dab this out, and I'm actually just gonna set it immediately. So I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder in 05 Fair, I think. I'm just gonna sweep a little bit on. That looks nice. I'm excited. Okay, let's keep going. I'm gonna grab it with the brush again. That seemed to work well. These dense bristles pick up stiff product really nicely and move it around well. I'm kind of swiping back and forth to coat the brush a little bit. Don't want too much, but I do want some, you know, something to come off. And then we're just gonna kind of tap and press under the eye and then up into this crease here, or crease, this area where it's dark, inner corner, side of the nose. Yes, that part. And then I am gonna go over the eye a little bit. It's so weird how your tastes change. I honestly feel like that's part of why I like it more. I feel like from watching YouTube, I had gotten into a routine of doing makeup, and since I kind of took a step back and I was busier at work, so I was needing to get ready really quick, I feel like I've tried some new things that have made me like a lighter coverage, an easier, more everyday wear. And it's crazy how our interests can change, and then if we come back to something we may not have liked in the past, we can end up really liking it. That's how I'm feeling already, but we will see how this wears. Wow, this looks good. Okay, I'm actually really impressed. I'm gonna take a little bit and go down the nose, like the centers of the face. I'm excited. I'm really happy I'm setting this with powder too. I think that's making a huge difference. I'm not gonna do my forehead just because my bangs cover it. It's awesome. One more plus for bangs is you never have to put foundation on, and I don't even do my brows anymore, pretty much. Well, sometimes I do. This looks beautiful. Okay, I'm not gonna do a ton of powder down the center of my face because I really like this natural finish, but I am gonna do a little bit just so that it stays nicer throughout the day. I'm using that same powder, the fair powder. I could have probably used light, but I forgot. So here we are. And then I'm gonna hit down here and avoid where I put the contour and the blush. I'm not gonna put a ton there because honestly on an everyday, I actually don't put a ton there anyways, except I do have a giant zit right there, so I do need something. It's working really well to just kind of pounce this in and then blend it out a little bit more. I actually think it's blending out fine with the brush. I think I'm just a little bit like paranoid, you know, about it. So I'm just going over it just to be safe. I think I'll just do the other side and then we'll see if I want to add some powder after. I think if I had tried this again right away, like right after I tried it the first time, I would not have felt this way. Because like I said, I think my taste has just changed a little bit. I'm gonna take the contour and I'm just gonna do underneath my cheekbones a little bit. This zit is right in my contour line, and so I don't wanna put anything dark on it or it'll look even more muddy and noticeable. So I'm honestly just gonna keep it back here, almost like an inch forward away from my ear, and that's it. And I'm gonna use this brush. It's a little bit not so huge, I guess, and a little bit more rounded on top. So I think that'll be good for pinpointing a sharp contour area. And again, swirling it in. I don't know why I'm holding it like this. The only other thing too that I think is kind of hard is like, I feel like the pans are kind of small. So when I dip in, I'm worried about getting blush into the contour. Can you even see? Yeah? I don't know. Anyway, okay, we're just gonna kind of work this in back here. And I'm honestly gonna leave it right there. I think that looks good. I'm gonna move my mirror because, yeah, didn't do too much, but I think that's nice. Okay, we're gonna dip in again. And then this is what my brush is looking like. So it's like thick and stuck in there. And we're just gonna, oh yeah. And then if anything's not blended, I'll just kind of blend over it with my sponge at the very, very end. If you get like way too much, you can go over everything with your translucent powder, just a really light layer to kind of diffuse it all at the very end, and that helps everything look a lot more natural. I really like that. I feel like this video is making me really distracted. Like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm definitely not looking at the camera. I don't even know. Oh, I almost dropped this. I obviously don't do this all the time, so I'm still kind of figuring it out. I feel like I'm good at talking to the camera, I'm just not good at looking at the camera maybe. And sometimes I definitely forget, like I'll be there blending and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't said anything in like 10 minutes. But I'm figuring it out. I think I might even take the same brush for my blush and just kind of try to like work the product out of it super quick. And then I'm gonna take the blush. I remember really liking this shade. And I'm gonna really, I'm almost gonna pinch the brush so that I only get it in the blush and not the contour. The sad thing too is while I'm trying to get the product out, I feel like I just get it everywhere. And this pan is so cute that I'm sad I'm making it a mess. Okay, I got too much. So I'm actually just gonna take some off on my wrist because blush is scary and I don't wanna put too much on. Look at how much that was and I still have so much left. Wow. I like blush right on the apples. I'm just gonna kind of pat it in at first. Oh, we're getting a lot, so I'm gonna move over here. Holy cow, okay, I'm gonna take off a little bit more. And then I'm really softly gonna blend this out. There we go, look at that. Do I look like a fresh youth? Like I just went on a brisk morning stroll? Oh my gosh, guys, I saw the prettiest picture. It was this girl's makeup look, and I don't even know who posted it because I found it on Pinterest. It looked like she was frostbitten, like she had blush that was super red all over, and then on the tip of her nose to make her look kind of like frostbitten, wintry, and I was like, that's the cutest thing I've ever seen. And so I think I want to do something like that just for fun. I would never wear that anywhere, I don't think, because it doesn't look very wearable, but it was so cute. Okay, we're just buffing back over this one more time, but this looks freaking awesome. And then I'm gonna powder just under my nose a little bit because I feel like I get so dark right here and it drives me crazy. This helps too if you've taken your blush a little too low or too far in. This looks good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and set my face now. I like to use this Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I think it does a really good job of making all the powders kind of melt in and give a skin-like finish. Not that my skin looks powdery at all. It looks extremely natural. So I'm gonna use this, but it's almost out, and so it shoots super big droplets. And so I'm actually gonna put it on the back side of my sponge. I'm gonna spray it on there, and then I'm gonna pat it in from there really gently so that we don't get any droplets on our face. One of my favorite tricks. I like to pat out my setting sprays anyway, in case you have peach fuzz that it got stuck to. That way it really presses everything in together and melts it into the skin. This looks beautiful. I feel like you can tell I have product on, but you also kind of can't. You know what I mean? I feel like it's kind of thick a little bit, but it doesn't look thick. It looks natural still. And like my under eyes look super bright. I feel like it covered really well and it still looks pretty skin-like, even with the powder on top. We'll see. Okay, I just put on my mascara, little lip balm, and that literally took me about 15 minutes, I think. I don't remember exactly what time I started, but it is 11:15 right now. And I started around 11, maybe a little bit before, so not even that long, especially for filming while putting it on. That's amazing. I'm gonna go throughout the day and see what this ends up looking like later. I remember it kind of was like settling in my pores, but I don't remember anything else that was too absolutely terrible. I'm sure I thought some other things at the time, but I don't remember them. So we're honestly just gonna go about our day and see what this looks like. I will be back. Right, so it is 2:30 now. It's been about, what's that? A little over 3 hours. Makeup's looking pretty good. I'm impressed. Again, I think that my expectations or my style has changed a little bit as far as what I like in makeup. But yeah, it looks good. I feel like I'm getting a little bit glowy. It's looks dewy. It doesn't look oily or anything, which is nice. I like that look. It does look a little bit thick, kind of like you can see here on my chin. I feel like it's breaking up, and then around my eyes obviously I'm getting creases. I feel like you always get that, but other than that I feel like it looks really good. It's a little thicker than what I'm used to applying, but I don't think it looks bad, and for 3 hours especially I think it looks pretty good. I'm just creasing a little bit under my eyes. I don't know if you can see, and then like it's settling sort of around my mouth. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. I'm pretty impressed. I feel like it's still a little bit thicker than I would like, but the coverage looks good, the finish looks good still. I just wish I could figure out how to get like the right amount of product. I like it. I think the blush has like lasted pretty well. The contour's still on. Obviously I didn't do that much, but I can definitely still see it there, so yay. Okay, it is 7:06, so this has been on for just 10 minutes shy of 8 hours, which is like a typical work day, so that's how long you'd want makeup to last. I'm just gonna look in my mirror Okay, so it's looking a little rough, but not terrible for 8 hours. I mean, most makeup I feel like looks like this at the end of the day. It's not too like greasy or shiny looking for sure. I just feel like in like my chin area and like around, like pretty much like this whole center area is looking a little bit broken up maybe. Under my eyes kind of always looks a little bit creasy, so that's nothing like super unusual for me. But everything else looks good. I'm like in love with the blush and stuff. I don't know about the highlight portion, this portion that's breaking up still. I need to try to use like less product. It's kind of hard to like get the right amount. I feel like I was struggling to get out any, and then when I got out some, I got out a ton. It's just a lot on my face, but it's not looking too terrible. I mean, there's, yeah, just the center area, but a lot of times my makeup does this because I'm a human and making expressions and sweating and all that throughout the day, so pretty normal. Trying it out again, I definitely like it a lot more, and it looked really good for the first like 4 or 5 hours today. I like it more. I'm gonna play around with getting the right amount of the highlight portion. If anyone has any tips for that, please let me know, but I think I'll keep using the blush because I feel like it lasted so well and it looks super natural. So there we go. That's the end of an 8-hour day with the mascara foundation on. Let me know what you think.